Never try to outthink the Pinkie Pie. Welcome back to Let's Watch Ponies and the next episode of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. This is another episode where I get it the way I want it. I do not have the title, so I have no hints as to what this episode could be about. The only closest thing I have to a spoiler is apparently some people were saying it's kind of lackluster. It wasn't as good as the previous episode, which, surprise, surprise, it's hard to top that one anyways. Only thing I can do to find out what's in this episode, or make a prediction, is to at least get through the opening credits and see how it goes. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, looks like we're starting with the Pinkie situation. And she's got some good news, apparently. Perhaps it's a 3-day sale on used patio furniture. We know she's pretty big on those. A letter. Looks like a letter from some place important.
Two pink pony who lives with baked goods. It's from the Yaks.
Okay. We get the Yakastanis.
Come now. Prince Rutherford is officially inviting me to Fest.
Okay, so we get more of the Yaks and Fest. So we get to see more of the Yak Society, perhaps.
I subtly hinted for an invitation in my letters to him.
Oh, so you've been writing letters and keeping in touch? Very diplomatic of your situation. And it sounds more like begging than subtle hints. Unlike Twilight, she can't do that when Discord's putting things down.
You know, we still don't know a lot about the Yaks, so I think you should definitely go to Fest, Pinkie.
So who's going with?
Friendships is what ponies do. I won't let you down. It's an honor to be the official friendship ambassador to the Yaks. That's not an official position. Yet. You're the princess of friendship. You can make it happen.
This is true.
Okay, you got it. You have to make it official. Right.
Basically, she's fishing for her paycheck.
The official friendship ambassador to the Yaks. This is officially the most exciting day of my life.
So Pinkie Pie has now been given an official political position of power. Well, I guess it's still better and less random than some of the politicians we have in our country. Gummy hasn't made this guess yet. Well, by the time you arrived, the sky wasn't blue anymore.
That was a hard one, Gummy. You're the best official friendship trouble companion ever.
And I have to give Pinkie credit for being able to stay warm in the balloon amongst that weather.
What is going on?
Yaks destroy! Yaks destroy!
Wow.
Ah, pink pony!
So it appears that this is their destruction festival. Pinkie has to learn how to be angry and miserable and destroy things.
No! This is Fest, where Yaks get together to stop.
Oh! I didn't know that was part of the sacred holiday. So this angry display of destruction is part of the festivities. And here I thought you Yaks were just in a bad mood.
No! Stomping relaxes Yaks. Yaks had never
Well done,
been so
Yakelson.
clear. Stop! Pink Pony better check self before wreck self.
What's going on?
His century-old sacred yak twig Passed down from
Okay.
generation to generation.
That has to be a joke. The twig wouldn't still be in that good a shape, I would think.
Maybe I can fix it.
Get kidding! Yak got Pink Pony good. Horn bomb!
Phew! Oh, you sure did, Prince Rutherford.
I saw through the...
Close one, Gummy. This trip has to be perfect. After all, we're not just visiting as friends. We're on official friendship ambassador business.
Less talking, more stomping!
They should get the Incredible Hulk in this. He could be like the greatest yak of all time at your fest.
On Yak Yakistan tour.
Thanks, Prince Rutherford, but I've been to Yak Yakistan before.
Yak no, but thought Pink Pony might not recognize town since decorated for Fest.
You're right. It's so different now that you pointed it out.
Oh, Yak's not just have eye for decorating. Yak's also amazing.
Yeah, because, you know, Rarity would be so impressed by these decorations.
Professional contractors.
Well,
Sure, let me help you with that.
I just count that as smashing.
This ceremonial Yak fire pit, where Yaks tell stories.
Ooh! I have so much to officially tell the ponies when I get back.
This Yak eating hut, hut where Yaks eat.
The perfect balance of vanilla extract.
Yakstra own vanilla bean, nothing imported.
Dang. For once, someone who can eat as fast as Pinkie.
Yak sleeping hut, hut where Yaks sleep. Yak music hut.
Everything seems to be going pretty good. No conflict has yet arisen. It seems like it's...
Pink Pony ruined with talking.
Gummy isn't enjoying it.
How Yaks defeat evil and save world.
Pink Pony liked Yak story.
Ho ho! Yak impressed. Pink Pony can almost be honorary Yak.
Official friendship ambassador and honorary Yak. Oh, Pink Pony's title card is full. Horn, Bob. Oh wait, I don't have a horn. Prince Rutherford, can I get some honorary Yak horns?
No, Yak horn too heavy for small pony head.
I don't know. Well, maybe for most ponies, but Pinkie doesn't deal with physics, so weight won't be an issue.
Stomp harder! Yaks extra happy! Ponies and Yaks! Red!
Now Gummy's gonna fall into the fire pit and die. That'll be the conflict.
Is this part of the festival?
Pink Pony asked too many questions.
Everything is buried in snow. What are we gonna do?
Yak's fine. Snowfall from mountains all the time.
All the time?
Every Fest.
Okay, avalanches like this completely bury all your homes every...
Are we gonna find out that this Slurberfest thing is just
This
made up
is
BS?
Big avalanche. But not a problem, for Yaks are tough. Yaks dig through snow. Won't take long.
I'm almost beginning to think that simply because so much smashing and they seem surprised that there was an avalanche. Gummy doing his bit.
Tired. We must be almost done.
Barely even started. Barely even begun. Would be nice if you had like some sort of magic and the smashing is well done, individuals.
Yaks, stop digging.
That was particular in the situation.
Okay, don't worry, Prince Rutherford. Rutherford. I'll go back to Ponyville and ask for help. Twilight and the others will be happy to come take the snow away. After all, many hooves make light work. Right, Gummy?
Yaks don't need pony help.
Yeah, they, this is going to be the conflict.
Yes. Yaks wait for snow to melt.
All this snow? It'll take 1,000 moons before it melts.
Yaks known for
And if you keep on smashing, you might end up, get more snow down.
In the meantime, what will you eat? Where will you sleep?
Yaks can make this work. Hardship make Yaks the strong Yaks that Yaks are. If Pink Pony disagrees, then she can leave Yakakistan and never return.
Sounds like fun.
Pink Pony agrees with you. Hey, let's try out some snow recipes.
God. I just saw Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie where they made a bunch of snow recipe-based jokes, so I'm finding this extremely amusing.
Yak tired. Yak retired.
It was like the Christmas that almost never came or something like that. It was wonderful. Now, in wilderness settings, in snow environments, many animals dig themselves under the snow and use the snow as insulation in order to keep warm while out and about at night.
Just the right balance of cold and water.
Ah! Stop! Yak eating no eating hut.
Prince Rutherford, what are we doing?
It's obvious. This new music hut.
Oh, so we're slaying to...
Shh! Pink Pony ruined snow music with talking.
What was Yak? Yak's stomach rumbles. Yak hungry. Shh! Prince Yak will hear Yak. But snow worse than Yak ever seen. Yak, no. Yak hungry too.
Gummy, did you hear that? They can't make it work.
Yeah,
Yak, stop swaying. Music over.
you're gonna let your stubbornness,
What was going on?
let have your kids get sick and or starve or something if you keep this up.
Okay. Will you help me, Gummy? Thank you. And
Don't
so
worry,
you can
Gummy
help
can
us
wax
turn up.
philosophical about the nature and the benefits of seeking assistance.
The new ceremonial yak fire pit. To tell you a story. A yak tradition, right? Yay! This is a story about a group of... folks who
This is a story all about how
There was a sandstorm, and their entire village was buried in sand. There was nothing they could do. They knew they could not survive on only eating sandwiches. Get it?
just,
Anyway, finally,
no, it's a story of three.
wise leader. Let's just call him Prince
It's a story.
Rutherford.
God, it's been too long since I heard the Brady Bunch theme song. I can't do it.
Town of Bovineville to come help them. Yeah, cows. The magical cows helped the goats. Everyone survived and lived happily ever after. Because they asked for help. The end. So what is the moral of that story? Is it A, asking for help is okay? B, asking for help saves the day? Or C, asking for help is good for every pony?
D. Goats weak and horrible. Magic bovines need to stay out of goats' business.
Not quite. Any yak wanna shout out another answer?
Doesn't look like they're particular. There were some smiles from the subservient or others. It seems like the leader here is the only one who's quite as hesitant to accept assistance.
Okay, yeah. That's what I want to talk to you about. You know, these yak snowbeds are the fluffiest I've ever slept in. They're so comfortable you forget that it's just a cold block of ice. And the yak snow sandwiches? I hate it when food burns your mouth or overwhelms it with flavor.
Oh, Yak hates that too.
You know who would really, really enjoy these snow sandwiches? Twilight, Sparkle, and the other ponies. Oh, hey! I have an I go to Ponyville and bring them back here.
Ponies like snow sandwich?
Ponies love snow sandwiches.
Absolutely.
Okay, while they're here, you can ask if they'll clear the snow away.
And we all, especially Rainbow Dash, we all know winter is her favorite season.
Prince stomped on ground too hard, made deep hole and fell into hole. Ice froze over hole. Prince waved to friends and family from inside frozen hole. Waited for spring thaw. Prince survived on own.
Wait a minute. You spent the whole winter in a hole?
Yes, and Yak never asked for help.
Okay. First of all, how did you make such a deep hole from stomping? And how did it freeze over so fast? And how did you see your family and friends to wave to them from inside a frozen hole? Even if all that was possible, how did you breathe in there?
Yes, Pinkie is poking holes in your logic story situation. That was beautiful.
I just don't understand why.
Ah, yes, it's clear now that Pink Pony does not understand Yaks. Honorary Yak status rescinded. Bang! Pretender is door. I just slammed it.
This is again where you need Twilight. She could summon a door for you. Just saying.
Those yaks are so stubborn! They refuse to ask for help even though they need it! Well, this official friendship ambassador is gonna take matters into her own hands! I'll show them! Oh, you're right, Gummy. I am too worked up. Road tripping would officially calm me down. I know! Let's play 20 million questions! You think of something, then I'll ask you 20 million questions until I can come up with what you're thinking of.
Oh dear lord.
Is it blue? Is it green? Is it red? Is it greenish red? Is it reddish blue? Is it bigger than a bread box? Is it smaller than a bread box? Is it a bread box? Is it bread? Is it tea? Is it Granny Smith's dentures? Is it you? Is it a rooster? Is it a red rooster? Is it a red rooster eating corn?
Sorry, I'm just imagining being in this air balloon.
Oh well, we're here anyway.
I'm imagining being in the balloon with Pinkie as that game is going on.
Still here?
Whew. I thought there were nightmares in the last episode.
Pink Pony not tough like Yak. Hold up in agreement. Now! Snow sandwich lose novelty. Snow couscous for dinner.
Then Prince Rutherford said,
Then pretend there is door. I just slammed it.
Pinkie Pie. So then Pink Pony said, fine, be stubborn! Pinkie Pie, we have to help the yaks. So in conclusion, we have to help the yaks.
Indeed.
Just go with it, hun.
Great idea, Pinkie.
Now you all get to be trapped on a hot air balloon with Pinkie Pie for several days.
I'll bring apples. This season's
Have
batch are
fun.
extra juicy.
And I shall provide the yaks with Equestria's finest textiles. They'll be silky and warm with hints of gold to complement their horns. Ah! We can't bring the yaks any pony stuff. Why not? The yaks are very proud. They won't ask for help. You know what they say? You can lead a yak to water, but you better not let him know you're doing it. No pony says that. Do they?
Not yet,
Okay,
but they
then.
shall soon.
This will be an official covert friendship mission. You got it. Is it yellow? Is it slimy? Is it slimy yellow? We're not playing that.
Oh dear lord.
We have to
Travel games with Pinkie Pie take on a whole new level of annoying.
These walls are high. Sneaky.
Props to every pony who arrived there without killing themselves. I don't see Rarity, so I don't think she made it.
Or it's super easy because I'm awesome. Go ahead. I'll catch up. You all know what to do.
Oh, Rarity's there. I guess she did make it. Dang. Twilight's magic is even better than I thought. Oh, and Pinkie's even getting You better get in the vanilla extract mix correct, exact, or they're gonna kill you and stomp you and do things that they shouldn't.
Oh, what happened?
Snow melted! Prince Rutherford was right!
No. This is just gonna further, within their minds,
Yaks, wait,
cement the idea of never asking for help if Pinkie doesn't come out and admit. They saw Pinkie.
Helping to fix an entire yak village sure takes a lot out of you.
Let's get out of here before...
Oh, Pink Pony!
Just play it cool. Didn't help fix Yak Yak instead. No. We're just here for the snow sandwiches, but then we got here and the snow's gone, so we thought we'd hit a downer on the way back to Ponyville. Bye!
Wait! Yak not mad at Pink Pony.
Yak not?
Pink Pony helped Yaks without Yaks asking. Means Pink Pony understand Yaks.
Asking for help is bad, but accepting it is good, I guess.
The best kind of friend. Officially honorary Yak! Hey! Pink Pony honorary Yak!
My own honorary Yak horns? Now I
See, I told you she didn't have to deal with gravity and that they would be plenty light enough. In fact, they might be too light.
Yeah, this is a little heavy for my small pony head.
Need some help with that, Pinkie Pie?
Pink Pony no need Apple Pony's help!
Just kidding. Pink Pony got Apple Pony good. Seriously, this is heavy.
Okay. Why don't you just suspend physics like you usually do when you're dealing with something like that? Alright. I must say that I did find that episode enjoyable. I did think it was pretty good. Again, I will say it's not as good as the last episode, but it was fine. It was a solid episode. Right now I'm thinking about a 9. A great Pinkie Pie episode. Very interesting yak dynamic. These are my initial thoughts. I'm going to watch it again as my latest trend. It seemed to work good at the end of the last episode, so I'm going to do that. Maybe talk to some folks, see what they think. Come back with a more complete analysis. Well, it's been a while since I actually recorded my initial reaction, but to be honest, I was just waiting to hear some other people what they had to say, see some reactions, see what other people felt. I kind of saw some of their point, but it doesn't really change my reaction or my review to any significant degree. Yeah, the only real criticism I felt was that the plot was kind of slow to develop in this, which, yeah, I guess that's fair, it's true. But part of me doesn't really care because in this episode, you got to see some world development, some societal development from the Yaks. You got some society building. You got to see a little bit more of what their life is like, what they like to do in their day-to-day. You got to see one of their celebrations. It's heavy stamping based, but there's some music, storytelling, shit like that. So it's a little bit of nice stuff. I like world building. I like that stuff. But more important of all that to me was you got to see the nerdy Pinkie Pie, where Prince Rutherford, he told his little story about his greatness, and suddenly Pinkie Pie, she goes through, how did you eat? How did you breathe? How did you talk to anybody? How did anybody see you? And she goes through it point by point and kind of contradicts, does some critical thinking and points out that a lot of it doesn't make sense. And I love stuff like that. I love to see like people in places of power kind of get called out for stuff that probably doesn't make a lot of sense once you stop and think about it for a moment. So to that respect, I love it. I also liked it too because between this, with the previous party planning, the previous Yak episode, we also got to see a little bit more of Pinkie Pie's character as far as like a super nerdy type, very organized, very future planning type. And this one, you got to see some critical thinking skills. So we're like seeing entirely new facets to Pinkie's character with the most recent Yak episodes. So to that extent, I love it because it's giving us more to the Pinkie Pie. And that is a good thing. Hope you enjoyed my review, my commentary. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Above all else, as always, of course, though, please have a nice day.